Everywhere. Could be heavy at times. Traffic is going to be a bear. Already is. Mike Oliver will check on that for you next. And then we've got a little idea on maybe why there's so much talk about this Avengers movie being, well, on the bad side or boring side. We'll check into it next.
Star 94's real-time traffic.
Here's a real problem. If you're headed out in traffic this morning, you're going to find extreme delays developing in downtown. 85 is backed up all the way to Georgia 400, Stephen Vikki, and now taking some 20 minutes just to get down to Brookwood. We have two separate wrecks in that mess down there, and it's not going to get better anytime soon. A huge amount of volume inside the perimeter headed for downtown. In fact, that's where most of the people are, those that haven't already gotten on the top end perimeter. 285 east and westbound between 75 and 85. Some fairly severe delays there as well. We could use some trip times up there. Give us a call, star 941, star 456. And if you're headed in from the south side, we've had problems for Clayton County commuters on 75 right around Forest Parkway. Just a tad of delay, though. We're hearing about 8 minutes in slowdown there. I'm Mike Oliver, Star 94 Real-Time Traffic.
And I'm Rob Stadler. Coming up in the news, a militia leader looking for Eric Rudolph says it could be the last chance for the bombing suspect. We'll tell you how browsing on the web affects your TV watching and what American men... It's a sexual story here, but the question is, what American men make great lovers? Now, keep in mind, this is a survey. We'll have the answer in about 15 minutes on Atlanta Star 94, 741 on the Stephen Vikki Morning Show.
Well, today is the day that the film The Avengers hits theaters, and they were saying that not a single critic had been allowed to see it. But it turns out, according to one report I got on the web, that there was a screening, a private one held in London last week for the camera crew and the technicians who worked on the film. And this is rumor, but anyway, they're saying that those people said thumbs down. They said it was a mess. There are long periods of time where nothing happens and you're just sitting there waiting for the movie to get started.
I don't know. The problem is that they tried to make it maybe too topical. The Avengers, maybe a little too close to home here. Listen. He was a charming, smooth-talking manipulator. She was a feisty, no-nonsense control freak. Together, they fought controversy. Together, they were the Avengers.
Sir, I have bad news. Evil Ken Starr is up to no good again. He's threatening to subpoena the entire free world if you don't give him what he wants.
He's insane. We must act fast. You call the lawyers and I'll go visit poor children or something to try and divert the public's attention.
The Avengers, starring Bill Clinton as John Studd.
Damn that evil Ken Starr. The courts have ruled the Secret Service must testify. I'm doomed. What are we going to do?
Appeal.
And just who are you?
Appeal. Emma. Appeal.
Miss Appeal, I like the way you think.
The Avengers, fighting crime, even if it's their own. See, it might be too topical.
I see.
It's The Big Show. Stephen Vikki, Star 94.
Star 94 Real-Time Traffic brought to you by Rick Tanner's Original Rotisserie Grill.
Hey, I'm Rick Tanner with a real juicy deal for you. Backed by popular demand, and now through Labor Day only, buy any family value pack at the regular price from Tanner's To Go, and you can bag a whole rotisserie chicken free. Hey, life's hard. Eat good at Tanner's.
We've got it. The one-day sale at Rich's. This Saturday, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Levi's Red Tab jeans for Mrs. and Juniors. Entire stock on sale. $29.99. 25 to 40% off kids' clothes from Levi's. Oshkosh B'gosh, Health Techs, and more. Cargo pants for young men, juniors, and kids. On sale $22.99 to $31.99. Plus spectacular savings store-wide. 25 to 40% off collections for her from Alfred Dunner, Corette, and Charter Club. Save 50% on our entire stock of sterling silver, marcasite, and 14-karat gold jewelry. Bed and a bag sets on sale $69.99 any size. T-House Classic Plus 12-piece set with bonus griddle on sale $69.99. Save 20 to 40% on every mattress. Plus 12 months no interest if paid in full by the payoff date. See store for details. Take an extra 30 to 40% off the already reduced price of summer fashion and home clearance. Look for those green signs. Plus bonus coupons and Friday's paper. The one-day sale. This Saturday 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. with a preview shopping date Friday 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. The one-day sale at Rich's. We've got it.
Calling all party people to the Shack, Gwinnett's Hotspot.
We are those party people. We are those party people.
Dancing at the Shack.
We're all about a good time.
The Shack, Jimmy Carter Boulevard, just east of I-85. Invites you and all your friends to come on out and join all the party people. No wonder the Shack was voted the best nightclub in the Gwinnett Low. The Shack delivers the best live bands in the South. Great DJs, fun party music, the best dance floor, great food, a big deck to hang outside. The Shack has it all. Every Thursday, join me, Kevin Steele, from Star 94 Ladies Night. No cover charge. Great live music and Star 94 stuff, too. This weekend, don't miss USB. Featuring former members of the Rupert's Orchestra. USB. Tonight and all this weekend at the Shack. And returning to the Shack August 20th through 22nd, don't miss 14 Karat Gold. Gwinnett's Hotspot. The Shack. In Gwinnett on Jimmy Carter Boulevard, just east of I-85.
Hondas for less. This week at Hennessy Honda, 1998 Civics, $99.99. Hondas for less. 1998 Accords, just $14,999. Equipped just the way you want them, just $14,999. Right now, every 98 Civic, Accord, CRV, and more will be sold with drastic discounts. Imagine 98 Accords, just $14,999. Civics only $99.99. Hondas for less. No games, no gimmicks, just 98 Hondas at the absolute lowest prices. Plus, once we make a deal, we'll pay off your old car no matter how much you owe. Get out of your old car and into a new Honda today. Accords, $14,999. Civics, $99.99. Negative equity applied to new loan balance. Rush to Hennessy Honda on Highway 92 and I-575. Hondas for less. End of story.
Steve and Vikki in the morning. Star 94.
It's Friday! I just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am.
It's Atlanta's Star 94. Steve and Vikki. 7:50 this morning. Rain everywhere and heavy at some portions of the day today.
Yeah, so be careful if you're driving out there this morning.
Have our little private concert for Star 94 listeners. We still have some 4-packs of tickets to give away for Third Eye Blind and Eve 6. That's at Celebrity Rock in Buckhead later today.
More chances for you to register to be a backup singer with Rod Stewart at his concert at Lakewood August 23rd. And coming up a little after 8 o'clock, Mary Lou Henner. She's got a kind of a fitness and diet book, and she's also going to tell us all the scoop on all the men in Hollywood that she's dated.
We'll see. We hope, anyway.
She will.
Good luck to Steve DeBerg playing tonight for the Falcons. First time since 93. The oldest player in the NFL. In fact, Steve DeBerg is older than 5 NFL coaches right now standing on the sidelines. So good luck to him. We've done some jokes and everything that,
I think he's going to prove everybody wrong and do a great job.
I say he still has a very strong arm. Mm-hmm. 44 years of age. However, he's hoping the game will end by 7 because he's got to get home for Golden Girls. So, I hope that 7:51.
Like anyone would.
It's Atlantis. Uninvited on Atlanta's Star 94. Friday, the big show with Steve and Vikki.
Are you okay? It's been almost an hour now. For those of you just waking up, we had a guest earlier this morning, a little after 7 o'clock. Emma Peel, a model, lovely model from Columbia, South Carolina, named Angel, because you can buy this Emma Peel suit apparently at J. Peterman's catalog for $2,000.
Yeah,
anyway,
the cat suit.
Steve and Rob were just going gaga over her. I mean, she was very beautiful. But got a question for you. What color were Angel's eyes?
They were brown.
No, they weren't. My point exactly.
Blue. They were
when
blue
I kept trying to get you to look at her face.
I looked at her face.
They were hazel.
Were they blue?
Are they hazel?
Hazel? None of us are right.
Rob's a lot closer than you.
Hey, can you tell we're shooting in the dark here?
Yes, I can.
What color were her eyes?
Ashamed. They were blue-green.
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 Well, I see. There was a big belt buckle that was on that thing. Did you see that?
Star 94's real-time traffic.
All right, I-20 headed into the city of westbound. Accident now right there at the connector. While we're in downtown, this is where the severe traffic is now. Let's start on 85 and make our way into downtown, for example. If you are out in Gwinnett County and headed southbound on 85, it'll take you 20 minutes to get from 316 down to the perimeter, or down to Georgia 400. 400, and then another 15 minutes getting through that delay at Georgia 400 into the city. So there's your southbound delay into the city, about 15 minutes right there at Brookwood. We even have a northbound 10-minute delay headed outbound, a wreck at North Druid Hills, but miserable traffic in downtown. Cobb County, 75 southbound from Wade Green to 285, 30 minutes, and another 15 minutes trying to make it into downtown. And if you are headed for the Georgia 400, we just got a trip time from our Bell South callers up there. They tell us it is now 40 minutes on from the Holcomb Bridge, Mansell area, all the way to 85, and that includes a delay that runs into downtown. This traffic report brought to you by Bell South Mobility. Don't forget you can give us those trip times by pressing the star and the 3 center digits, 456. Let us know how long. I'm Mike Oliver, Star 94, real-time traffic.
Foggy, rainy, 71 degrees. Star 94 forecast says the showers and storms are going to be with us most of the day, high 85. Right now, as we said, 71 degrees. It's 7:57. This is Rob Stadler. The news sponsored by Tucker Federal Bank. He's on the ground in Ready in North Carolina. Militia sympathizer Bo Greitz is ready to go face-to-face with the #1 bombing suspect in America.
We're not trying to find Eric Rudolph. We want to be in a position where he can find us.
Greitz hopes to recruit about 100 people today and take them into the Nantahala Mountains this weekend. The offer to Rudolph, give yourself up to us, and we'll pay the $1 million reward to your mother.
I want Eric Rudolph to know that he's got to take advantage of this within the week's time. If he does, then we will stick by the deal. If he doesn't, his fate, of course, is in his own hands.
Greitz arrived in Andrews in his own Cessna with Randy Weaver of Ruby Ridge fame at his side. The Southeast Bombs Task Force says they can't stop Greitz from looking for Rudolph, but add he definitely was not invited. The New York Times says President Clinton may tell the Ken Starr grand jury on Monday that, yes, he had sexual encounters with Monica Lewinsky, but that his denial in the Paula Jones case was truthful under the definition of sexual relations used for that testimony. Clinton took time away from the Lewinsky matter to focus on tragedy overseas. Yesterday at Andrews Air Force Base, Mr. Clinton cried as the bodies of Americans killed at the embassy in Kenya came back home.
Come to honor 12 proud sons and daughters who perished half a world away, but never left America behind.
Meanwhile, an official in Kenya says 5 people are being held in connection with the Nairobi bombing, but they are not considered prime suspects. Star 94 checking other morning headlines. We are hearing reports from the country of Myanmar, the former Burma, that 6 Americans being held for passing out pro-democracy leaflets, that those 6, including 21-year-old Nisha Anand of Dunwoody, will be deported. 2 people are dead, at least 18 injured near Chattanooga after a tractor-trailer truck skidded out of control and into campers and tents set up for what's billed as the world's longest yard sale. And Steve Fawcett's balloon is moving slowly over the Indian Ocean. He's waiting for a fair wind to push his balloon towards Australia as he tries to fly around the world nonstop. What American men make great lovers? Redbook magazine wanted to know, so they broke it down by occupation after asking women. The survey found that artists, mechanics, and truck drivers make the best lovers. However, the truck drivers tend to fall asleep quicker than any other group after sex. The worst lovers? Computer workers. And one more thing, salesmen are the most frequent lovers, but more than a quarter of salesmen's wives say it's over in a flash. Braves blank the Padres 5-0. It's 8 o'clock. Street Talk in the Star 90 forecast next on WSTR, Smyrna, Atlanta.
With Bell South Mobility's Digital Advantage 450 plan, you get unlimited nights and weekends, plus 450 anytime minutes for only $22.50 a month for the first 3 months. This is a limited time offer, so call today. 404-847-3700. That's 404-847-3700. Bell South Mobility, count on it.
Hey, Steve here. We're at the drive-thru at Tucker Federal Bank, the one bank that's big enough to have all the products you need and small enough to really care whether you get what you need, even if you just need the answer to some financial question. Today, let's ask Linda, my favorite teller, for her help with a real toughie. Hey, Linda.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Linda, I got a question about this deposit.
Okay.
I'm going to send the stuff over to you in the plastic whooshy thing here. Okay, how does it work?
Well, I enter your Tucker Federal account number into my computer, and then
No. How does the whooshy thing work?
Oh, well, the whooshy thing is a pneumatic tube.
Yeah.
A compressor creates about 10 pounds per square inch of air pressure. Through alternate use of suction and pressure, the carrier's moved along. Anything else?
Can't think of a thing. But if I ever do have questions on, say, money market accounts or small business loans, you guys could help?
Absolutely. Here's your receipt. Have a great day.
That is so cool. Okay, this is Steve. Remember, for whatever you might need, Tucker Federal is the bank that's not too big, not too small, but just right. Remember FDIC.
The following opinions are not necessarily those of Eckerd Drugs or WSTR Radio. The Pulse of Atlanta. Eckerd Street Talk on Star 94.
Should parts of the Titanic be raised, or should the ship be left alone?
Agree with raising artifacts, the plates and so forth, but when it comes to the ship itself, I would say leave it there. Just a gut feeling, it's one of those things that you feel like they should let it rest in peace.
I think we should just leave it alone because I kind of think it's disrespectful to bring it all back up again. We should just let it sit where it is.
I think they should bring stuff up. I just think that anything that they could bring up would help tell a better story about what exactly happened.
Leave it alone. It's history. Would you dig up a coffin?
Do you think it's grave robbing to raise parts of the Titanic?
No, it's not a grave. I believe it's an accident. People may have deemed it a tomb, but some people may look at it in that light. And to them, it may be robbing a grave, but to me, it's like a crash site.
Yes, I do. I think it should be left where it is and not touched. I think out of respect for the people who died on it.
No, I don't. For educational purposes, I think that it's a piece of history learning about it.
Eckerd Street Talk on Star 94.
Star 90 forecast off and on showers and storms today. Some could be heavy with a high 85. Tonight, showers and storms will gradually taper off, low 70. And then tomorrow and Sunday, hazy sunshine, broken up by clouds, and more scattered showers and storms each afternoon. Highs around 88, 71 degrees, 803. That's what's happening. I'm Rob Stadler. You're listening to the Steve and Vikki Morning Show, Atlanta's Star 94.
We actually have some reports of some flooding taking place on some secondary roads, so be careful. So much rain hit at such a quick amount of time that people are having trouble with flooding on some of the roads here, Peachtree especially.
So slow down.
Yeah, it's 8:03, Star 94. It's the Cardigans and Love Fool, and it's Atlanta's number one. Steve McCoy, Vikki Locke, Steve and Vikki show about 7 past 8 o'clock.
And remember, those showers are going to be on and off all day long, not really tapering off until tonight. So it's going to be heavy at times. Be very careful. Today's high about 85. The low tonight around 70.
Some flooding happening on some of the streets right now. Peachtree through Buckhead and through the city, and some secondary roads maybe coming out of your subdivisions this morning. Having some trouble. It's 7 past 8 o'clock. We'll take a look at traffic in a couple of moments, but special guest on the line for Friday the Big Show. Say hi to Mary Lou Henner, everybody.
Hi.
And you're here in Atlanta.
Yes, I am. Yeah. I'm here tonight because I'm here all day because I'm doing a book signing tonight at Chapter 11 in Ansley Mall at 6 o'clock for my new book called Total Health Makeover.
And you look fabulous on the cover. Fabulous.
Oh, thanks.
I can't believe it. You're so beautiful.
Thank you.
Don't you ever age?
Well, I don't know. I guess I just have, thank you. Yes, of course I do. But, I just feel really good. I have 2 little boys that I run around, so they keep me really young.
You've always been so cute, but I think you're even prettier now.
Well,
than those old taxi days.
Now, so that's probably what you're talking about.
What made you want to write this book?
Well, this has been a personal thing of mine for a long time. My parents both died in their 50s. My father died of a heart attack when he was 52. My mom died when she was 58 years old of arthritis complications. And even though after my father died, I was 17 at the time, and I put on a lot of weight. I got up to like 174 pounds, and I struggled with my weight up and down and up and down. After my mom died, I said, it's not even about my weight anymore. It's really about my health. So I started reading everything I could get my hands on, and I just started experimenting. I'd try one thing, and then I'd read something that contradicted that, so I'd try something else, and then I'd say, no, that first thing was better, or no, that second thing was better. And it took me years to figure it out, but once I figured it out about 12 years ago, there's been no looking back. And I lowered my cholesterol from 237 to 142. I dropped about 50 pounds in the process. And, except for when I was pregnant, I've been the same weight for the last 12 years, or like in the same 5-pound range.
Wow, but how did you get your cholesterol up to 237 in the first place? Were you a big junk food eater?
Well, I was a big junk food eater, and I was eating a lot of dairy and meat. And
so you're a vegetarian, right?
No, I mean, I eat fish. I eat a lot of fish. I eat pasta. I eat grains. I eat beans. I eat rice. I eat, all the different cuisines. I just don't eat. I mean, the main thing, it's 10 different things that I did to change my life. And I'm telling people, you don't do all 10 steps at once. You do one step at a time. You let that become part of your life, and then you say, oh, boy, that feels good. Let me try the next step. And you take this questionnaire at the beginning of the book to determine which step is going to make you feel like a winner. And then you try it for a little while, and just it becomes like natural, like brushing your teeth.
Well, Mary Lou, I got to be honest with you. I thought as I started thumbing through your book, okay, here's another star out of Hollywood writing an exercise book or all of this. But then I saw the chapter where you actually talk about gas, and I said, all right, Mary Lou, she's got things about gas in there.
Oh, you know what? There's a chapter. That's not one of the 10 things that I'm addressing in the book, but there is a whole chapter called What's the Poop? And I feel like as the mom of 2 little boys, 2.5 and 4, I'm allowed to talk about it.
Oh, yeah, certainly.
I'm so concerned as a parent what's coming out of your children, and yet, and also as an older person. So it's like all those years in between that are the lost years.
Speaking of the kids and poop, have you ever seen the book? This is a children's book, although it won't sound like it, but there's the greatest little book about that called Everybody Poops.
Yes, of course.
Isn't that funny?
It's very cute.
Yeah.
The little guy has the thing on the head and stuff, yeah.
Well, moving right along, so to speak, I was reading this one thing about you saying that your trainer at one time wanted to prove the firmness of your stomach by walking on it, and he broke your ribs.
He broke 2 ribs.
Oh, my gosh.
I know.
Was he fired immediately?
That's when I was working with a trainer. That's when I was working with a trainer. Now I just kind of do things on my own after that experience. But, what happened to me then is after I broke my ribs, I ended up putting on like 15 pounds in 2 months because I couldn't work out as well, and I just got sloppy with my eating. And, everybody goes through stuff like that. So what I'm telling people to do is don't be so hard on yourself. Whatever you do with gusto. But just recognize what it is that we're supposed to do, because we're the human animal, and we've gotten so far away from the way the human animal should eat. And the more respectful we are about the way we should eat, the more our body respects us. So.
Okay.
Are you a typical mom on the go all the time like most of us? I've got 3 kids, and me and my wife we're always carpooling.
Oh, yeah, you're always moving.
Yeah, and it's so easy these days to just stop at the fast food place and go through the drive-thru on the way home from some event.
You know what? I always take food with me for the kids.
Do you?
Yes. I'm always packing little things for them. And I think once you start eating like this, you don't want to do anything that takes energy away from you. People say, oh, you have so much energy. And it's like, no, I don't. It's not that I have so much energy. It's just that I don't do anything that takes it away from me. It's like people say, oh, but I need my coffee to get started in the morning. Well, that's why you're so tired at night, because you've had coffee earlier. But whatever you do, don't do all 10 steps at once. Just pick one, because you might have an issue with one area of your life, and and you might say, oh, I eat too much sugar, I eat too much caffeine, or too many dairy products.
What happens if you do all 10 at once? Do you explode or something?
Not that you explode. It just might be too. You won't stay on it.
Okay.
It's too. It might be too extreme. You have to do one thing at a time.
Mary Lou Henner with us on Star 94. She's in Atlanta tonight at Chapter 11, 6 o'clock to sign this book that we're talking about.
At Ansley Mall, and a couple of pictures of you in the book. One with John Travolta, and the other with the set of Taxi. Now, didn't you in your last book, which I found much more titillating, of course, talk about all your romances with people like John Travolta?
Well, I couldn't tell the story of my life without mentioning some of the people I was involved with, especially since there was so much written about it in the press. So, yeah, I talked about it in my first book. My first book was a lot of fun, too. This is a very different book.
You were very candid about all that, too, weren't you?
Well, how can you tell the story of your life without, know...
You're right, but most people try to hide things about maybe who they're,
didn't you say that you pretty much, were involved with a lot of the cast members on Taxi?
Not a lot of them. It was a 5-year
I apologize, Mary Lou, for my partner, Vikki, but DeVito wasn't on that list, was he?
Danny DeVito has always been with Rhea since I've known him. So, no, I did not have an affair with Danny. But I adore Danny. And who knows, if he and Rhea hadn't been involved, I don't know. He's so cute. I saw all those guys last few weeks, because we've been working on the movie that stars Jim Carrey as Andy Kaufman.
Oh, I wanted to ask you about that
next. There's
next.
Whole section on Taxi that's going to be just great.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So are you
we
guys...
all worked together, and it was so incredible to have that, to be on the set of it again, and to have my children there, because they weren't even... I didn't even know their father when I was doing the show, because the show ended 15 years ago.
So wait, let me ask you, let us understand this. Are you recreating some of the scenes of Taxi for this Andy Kaufman movie?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. great.
What did you think when you first heard that it was going to be Jim Carrey as Andy Kaufman? Because I couldn't see that.
You know, I'm such a fan of his, and now after working with him, I'm just awestruck at what this man can accomplish. He looks so much like him, and his whole behavior. I mean, he's really done his homework, and I'm just thrilled with the idea.
So he's going to pull it off.
Oh, totally. Beyond pull it off.
Take a minute just to talk to us about Andy Kaufman himself, because we never really got to know him much.
Except as Latka.
Yeah. He was a very shy, very soft-spoken, very interested in what you had to say. I mean, he sort of gave you his full attention when he talked to you and asked a lot of questions. But there was this very sweet side to Andy that a lot of people don't know about. And what he did is, he was a real performance artist. I mean, he knew how to provoke people. He always went to the extreme and could kind of get an audience going.
I mean, even comedians never knew if he was really serious about all the wrestling and the challenges and all that.
I think he was serious, but I think that he knew what its reaction would be. Do you know what I mean? I think he knew that this was going to be a good show.
And he was one of those guys, though, but he never let on to you guys, did he? Either he'd never say, this is my act. I'm going to go and challenge a woman to wrestle and da-da-da-da. I mean, he wasn't like that. He would leave you wondering as a fellow performer, didn't he?
Yeah, kind of. But, I mean, you'd know. He'd, read something and say, boy, that would be kind of funny to do, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of knew that it was, he was serious about wrestling, and he definitely got all those wrestlers involved and practiced and everything
So
else.
when that guy hit him on Letterman, that was all real? Remember that wrestler that slapped him right out of the chair on Letterman a few years ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
They recreate that in the movie. Well, you'll just have to see the movie.
Okay.
And if you want to meet Mary Lou Henner, you can tonight, Ansley Mall, Chapter 11 bookstore at 6 p.m. The book is Total Health Makeover, 10 Steps to Your Best Body.
Yes.
Thanks, Mary Lou.
Stands for balance, energy, stamina, and toxin-free.
And don't do all 10 at once.
No, don't do all 10 at once.
Thanks, Mary Lou.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Welcome
Bye-bye.
to our town. Sorry it's raining on you.
Oh, I know. That's okay.
All right, it's 8:16. It's Star 94, the Steve and Vikki Morning Show.
The station taking you to the stars is doing it again. Another exclusive Star 94 Winners Only concert. Third Eye Blind. Third Eye Blind. Not just another pretty name. Now hear them unplugged in an exclusive Star 94 Winners Only concert.
I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend.
Third Eye Blind at the Celebrity Rock Cafe this Friday. Just listen for us to pull the plug on Third Eye Blind and play those winning touch tones. We brought you Savage Garden, Amy Grant, Hanson, Chumbawamba, and Sister Hazel. All only for Star 94 listeners. Going unplugged with Third Eye Blind. Special guest Eve 6 from the only station able to do it. Star 94.
When I was a little boy, David and Goliath was my favorite story, and I never forgot it.
Pat Flood is president of Home Bank.
A few years ago, Home Bank was just a small mortgage bank. The big banks never thought we'd be a real threat. That was their first mistake.
In just over 2 years, Home Bank has grown more than 100%. From $700 million in home loans to over $2 billion today.
To make it to number one, I knew we had to be better and faster than everyone else. So we focused on providing world-class service, kind of a unique concept in financial services today. And it worked.
Since 1992, Home Bank has been the #1 home mortgage lender in Atlanta.
Now, we look like a Goliath, but we still think like a David.
Home Bank, a better way home.
Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee and Equal Housing Lender.
Star 94 Real-Time Traffic brought to you by Pro Golf Discounts.
The biggest Pro Golf Red Tag liquidation sale ever is on now. Save up to 70% on the top names in golf. Steel shafted drivers, $20. Top Flight XL Gold 15 ball packs, $12. Register to win prizes valued over $5,000. The Red Tag sale now through Saturday, August 22nd. All Pro Golf Discount stores.
Star 94's real-time traffic.
Well, Steve and Vikki, this heavy rain has not only caused some flooding down on Peachtree in the Lenox area, but also it's had some trees have been uprooted. This is I-20 westbound, right around the Newton-Rockdale County line, out in the middle of I-20. Very messy situation down there. Also, Sugarloaf Parkway at 316, we have problems up there because of the weather. If you were headed for downtown, here's an example of the rides you're going to face headed in from the north side of the city. On Georgia 400, It is 30 minutes from Mansell down to 285, another 10 minutes from there down to 85, and then 15 minutes on 85 into the city for a total of 55 minutes. That's on 400 out of Fulton, and that's one of the better rides. More in minutes. I'm Mike Oliver, Star 94, real-time traffic.
And I'm Rob Stadler. Coming up, headline news. That 21-year-old Dunwoody College student being held in Myanmar appears in court. We'll tell you what happened. Tom Glavine and the Braves avoid a sweep by the Padres. Details in sports. And it's Friday. A look at the new movies for your weekend in 15 minutes on Atlanta's Star 94, 819 on the Steve and Vikki Morning Show.
Well, I wonder what it's like to be the rainmaker.
Call in now to win at 404-741-9400. Third Eye Blind. It's a private acoustic show. You can't buy tickets. You can only win them on Star 94.